We're
We're
back.
back.
I hope you missed us. Well, hello everyone, and we are back. We are so glad to see you again. Hey, honey.
Hi, babe.
It's been like months since we've done this.
I think it was the first week in December was the last one that we put out.
Yeah, so it's been a little bit of time off, but we're going to get into that with this episode and explain all that. But, first we want to say Merry Christmas
Happy New Year.
and Happy New Year. That's right. And
Happy
happy
Valentine's Day.
President's Day. We
Yeah.
we we missed all of those things, and but we're
But we're
glad.
ahead of St. Patrick's Day, so happy St.
Yes,
Patrick's Day.
yes, we are. Yes, we are. It makes me think about last year, St. Patrick's Day, when we were having our little trip, and all of a sudden, COVID, and
Yeah,
yeah,
things
so that
changed.
was an interesting flight home when the whole COVID thing was going crazy. But we're not going to talk about that though. We're going to talk about moving
That
forward
was
and what's going
then, this
on.
is now,
Yeah.
right?
So we've had some interesting time, and we want to kind of highlight. Like I said, we've kind of missed you guys for 3 months,
We have.
but we want to kind of highlight a little bit of what's been going on. We had some really cool things happen over this holiday season, this Christmas and New Year's season. One of the big ones was we got to see our oldest son,
Yay.
which was so much fun. um, and to get to talk to him, we haven't seen him in over 2 years.
It was 603 days from
Wow.
the last time we saw him until he landed in town again. So
There's a mama for you right there. She knows the days that
it
he
was
was
easy.
in.
He left on an Easter Sunday.
That's true. But yeah, he's so he was back to visit, back from Germany, and that was awesome
Yes.
to see him and to be able to visit there. Also, my parents have moved back down to Florida,
Yes.
which was cool. So we got to actually have one of those crazy Christmases that you don't really have all the time. When you start getting older, you don't have these where my parents were there, your parents were there, all of our kids were all under one roof at one time. It was crazy.
And nobody tried to strangle each other. It was wonderful.
No, no, no. We had a good time. We had a lot of fun. Got to celebrate Christmas and just it was great. It was one of
It
those
was.
times we get to look back and go, this was even in the midst of all the craziness that 2020 was, all the crazy stuff that's happened. We got to have a pretty good Christmas, and we're
We
very
absolutely
grateful
did.
for it. We live in Florida. You guys know that, so we were able to visit together without having to be afraid that the boogeyman was going to come and get us and stuff. So it was a lot of fun. We also had a lot of things. We had like this crazy storm thing, and we ended up having to do some home improvements, and
Yeah. When you own a 1958 house and the power line gets ripped out of the side of your house, taking the electric box with it, it's an adventure.
yep.
So-
Yeah, so we had to get a whole thing done with our power. We had to get a new water heater. We had to, oh my gosh, the
Let's
dryer.
see. The water heater died. The dryer has died.
It's just been,
At one point, we had all 5 working humans that live in this house sharing one vehicle because we had vehicles down.
yeah, we had 4 out of 5 vehicles. We actually have 5 vehicles at the house right now because all the kids
This is what
got
happens
cars.
when you have young adults with their own cars.
And they were all broken down except for one. We had one vehicle running out of 5, and that was a little stressful. But God's been good to us because we are at a point right now where all the vehicles are running.
Yes,
We've been able to get a new vehicle, which was just a gift from God,
absolutely.
to provide us with the ability. We've been driving some older cars for a long time, trying to get every little bit out of them. And one of them, just before it was ready to give up the Ghost, we got rid of it and got something new, which we are very blessed
Yes.
with. And so it's been pretty cool. One of the other things that we've done is that we've improved our studio situation.
We hope we have. We hope you're on the receiving end of better audio and better video and better lighting.
Yeah, we realized that we were kind of testing as we went and fixing things as we go, and we realized that we needed to take some more time to get some more lighting, get some better set up for our audio and our sound, and we're doing that. We hope you guys enjoy that.
So give us feedback on that. If it's better, let us know.
Please let us know if the audio is better, if the video is better, because that's one of the things we really wanted to do. We want to be able to communicate with you and be able to interact with you, um, and we don't want the equipment to get in the way.
Right.
The idea of the sound system and the camera and the lights and everything else is so that there's no distractions. Trust me, we're not trying to do a professional podcast here or a professional video
Wait, what?
blog.
I don't get hair and makeup
Well,
ever.
I know that was in the budget, so but we are definitely wanting to do something of high quality so it's not a distraction. But we realize, we're new to this, but we want to make sure that we're just doing something that's good that you can see and watch and enjoy. That's the goal. We want to enjoy. We want to and teach, and we also want to be able to build a community together, for people that are seeing God in their everyday, because that's kind of what we're doing, and we just love it. And
Title of the podcast. So.
yeah, it is kind of. Did you see how I slid that in there?
That was smooth.
Yeah, I didn't
That
even
was
go to
smooth.
school for that. That was just like boom right there. So, well, again, so many things that happened over the last few months. One of the biggest things that happened was right here. Yeah, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers laid waste to the Kansas City Chiefs. So go Bucs, go Bucs. So they did a great job, and I was proud of my boys.
Y'all, that was a cool day in our house. That was a cool day because you need the backstory on Dan's family. Okay, so they were season ticket holders with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers way back, first season. So they've hung in there through the really bad years.
Right.
And
I can remember John McKay when he was asked about the team's execution. He said he was all for it. That's how bad they were. Just take them out behind the stadium and do away with them all.
so
yeah.
we got to have Dan was here. Dan's parents were here watching the game with us. And because our oldest son couldn't be here because he's in the military overseas, we had him on Facebook chat, sitting right up under our big screen TV. And so we were watching the game, and we were watching him watching the game because there was, a 20-second delay from when he was.
It was great. We had to hold back our cheering because we knew that he was 20 seconds behind us. So every time they would score or something, we'd be like, yay! And then we would all cheer together. So it was
fantastic.
A lot of fun.
It was a big family night, even though miles separated us. So it was a big deal.
Yeah, it was, again, one of those neat things that we got to celebrate during this time. Like I said, it's been a crazy time, but it's been awesome. And we are so glad to be back. We are so glad to be moving forward with seeing God in the everyday. And
I'm going to stop you right there with that seeing God in the everyday. Because do you realize that we've been through, a few minutes now of taping, and we've been talking about holidays and family visits and just life stuff, and all of that was God.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't talked Bible verses or deep theology yet on this podcast, but all of that was God.
Yeah. Yep. And we give him credit. We give him the glory for all of it, because it has been an awesome, fun time. And we're excited about what's going forward. And
Absolutely.
so we wanted to kind of, as we're getting back together, we're going to talk about some stuff, because we got some new things that are happening, and we want to kind of talk about that and talk about where the show is going and why we're so excited to be with you. So one of the things we wanted to do is we want to kind of make sure that not only are we interacting with telling you guys what we're going through in our lives, but we also want to use some of this to teach, because we realize that not everyone is going through positive things. Not everyone in the midst of their trials and tribulations, to be Bible talk or churchy talk, but going through the crap of their life, basically, they have a hard time seeing God in the middle of that. So one of the things that Becky and I really wanted to do and wanted to talk about more is that we're going to be talking about some different things. And what we've decided to do is we're going to break the show up into little segments,
Right.
and it's going to be kind of easier to digest, hopefully. But it's also going to allow us to maybe do some teaching a little bit deeper on some things. It's going to allow us to do some more fun things, get it out of the studio, go live places, and do some on-site stuff, as well as um, sprinkle in some of our trip videos
Right.
of going on mission trips and things like that. And we're just super excited about what God's got planned for this show and what He's got planned for you guys and for the whole
Yeah.
seeing God in the everyday family, I guess.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
One of the hopes with those segments too is that as we're going deeper into things, sometimes if you sit down and you get the whole meal, you get a 7-course meal all at once, you just bloat it at the end and you can't digest any of it. So, what we're looking at is hoping to, as we take some of these teaching series, and we're going to address things from marriage and family to, job interactions, and what are some of the other things that we're going to cover, babe?
Well, definitely, we want to talk about some parenting things.
Yes.
Even though I will definitely say that Becky and I are not like the greatest parents on the planet, we
But
have
God's
been
taught us a lot of
we
things.
we've been through a lot of things. We have 4 children. We have 2 adult children and 2 teenagers at the moment. So we've been through things and we've seen things and we've learned from some mistakes
Right.
that we've corrected as the children have gotten older. But we would like to share that with you because we know it's difficult.
Right.
You know, Becky and I have heard this over and over again. 4 kids, how did you do it? How did you live in an RV, for 3 years? How did you do all that? And, we've learned that the experiences that we've had, that seeing what God has done in our lives is something we need to share with people.
Right. So we're going to
So,
be taking a lot of those things, those places where God has taught us through the years. And instead of trying to throw them all at you, this week we're going to cover everything parenting you need to know. We're
right.
just not going to do that. We're going to break it up and hit smaller segments, maybe over extended periods of time. We'll take a month-long series or a quarterly series, and we'll just kind of dive deep, but in short segments.
All right. Yeah, so we're going to do that. We're going to talk about marriage. We want to talk about parenting, daily life stuff, like you said, like your job and, dealing with those things of life, grief,
Mm,
some of those things that you don't talk about a lot about, but they're important. Some of the other things that I think are real important to us, heavily important to us, is God's character and who
yes.
God is. And I think that a lot of times we miss what God's doing because we don't understand really who He is. We go by what we've heard or what
Right.
we've been taught through nursery rhymes or Sunday school stories and things like that. And those are good teachings, but they're usually not in depth character builders of
Right.
who God is. Um, and then kingdom living, how to live with your fellow man and your brothers and sisters in Christ.
Oh, we've got a lock on that, right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no. We struggle.
Interpersonal relationships are just golden for everybody,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Yeah. That's kind of like that's that processing. That's still going through, pulling out the dross. Um, but and then one of the other things that we're going to keep talking about is definitely news and entertainment, because there's a lot that our world throws at us, and there's a lot that sometimes you need to get away. I think about the times when Jesus just kind of got away from everyone, and he just you guys go in a boat, you go over there, and I'm gonna go up here.
Right.
Um, Now, a lot of times that's Jesus went off to pray. And I think sometimes we go off to pray and meditate as well to do that. But I think a lot of times what we've done in our society is we're going to get into entertainment. We're going to
We
dive into
escape.
escape into entertainment.
Right.
And again, uh, there's nothing wrong, inherently wrong with being entertained with, and being able to take a few minutes to, pull out the controller and, try to conquer the world in civilization. But, you know, um, sometimes we need to talk about that. And I think that's going to be a lot of fun as well. to dive into. So that's one of the other things that we really want to get into. Um, and like I said, we're going to break it up into little segments. We're going to try to go deeper.
Right.
We're going to try to be able to take that time to really explore things. And the other thing is that we want to get feedback. The idea of
Please.
this is not just uh, that we're kind of regurgitating or just throwing everything up on you guys that we know. We want to hear back from you. So that's why another reason in breaking these segments up and doing them like saying, hey, we're going to do a parenting thing, but it's going to be 4 weeks in a row, it will allow time for you to respond to us. And then we can address that. We can actually address
Right.
that in the lesson and in the teaching that we're doing while we're doing it. So we're excited about that.
Yes.
But one of the other things that we're super excited with is something we've already started, and a lot of people have already started reading it. And it's something that Becky has been talented with, is that she has the gift of writing. And we have started a blog, and we've been doing this now for what,
Let's
about a
see.
month and a half, 2 months
2
now.
months now. 2 months now.
And share with us a little bit about the blog and where this came from. The
The
blog,
blog.
and where this came from, and where we're going with this.
Okay, well, the blog, initially, for this year, what's been laid out, you get those inspiration moments from God, um, and it was just one of those inspirations to look at him through those travel viewfinder lenses, where you can see, if you're standing at the top of the Grand Canyon and you're looking out, you can see all kinds of wonderful creation, and you kind of get that broad overview, and the majesty of it just smacks you in the face. But if you step up to those little binoculars, the little coin operated ones, they're probably credit card operated now, that you can step up to and just put your eyes in, man, you start to see all the delicate shaping of the leaves. You see all the little life forms, running around the forest floor. You see exactly how that river flows through the canyon. You get a closer view, and you understand more about what the environment is. And so what we've started doing is week by week, we're taking those viewfinder lenses and taking a closer look at God. Instead of that, what do you like to call it? The 30-mile view, babe?
Yeah.
Instead of that 30-mile view where you've got the big broad overview, we pull it in a little tighter, and we look at the character of God. And this year, each week this year, we're looking at seeing a different aspect of the character of God. So we've already looked at seeing God as our creator. We've looked at seeing him as I am. We've looked at seeing him as patient with a purpose. We've looked at seeing him as our Prince of Peace, as our refuge and strength, and not in abstract terms, though, because we can talk about God in the abstract and he stays out there. And with this blog, we really want to pull him in close and go, okay, this is one of his characteristics, and this is where it intersects our daily life. This is how it affects how we walk with one another. It affects how we view him. It affects how we control ourselves. Who he is impacts who we are, where we are. So that's what we're looking at with that blog, and I'm excited. He's writing it. He's writing it. I was just talking to my mom today and telling her, every time I have sat down to write this, what I thought I was writing is not what I wrote. So I'm learning to see God as the author through all of this too.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, that is something we are super excited about because it's, you know, I have my joy is in the medium of talking and conversing and speaking and media and stuff like that. And you really find joy in writing
Absolutely.
and being able to put those things down in word. And I know for some people love watching videos, some people listen and they love it, but there are so many that they would rather have the written word in front of them. They would rather have, in that actually they can see it better, they can understand it better by it being written. So we are so excited about that. So okay, so where can we find this blog?
This blog is on our Facebook page. We're working on it, y'all. Social media is not my thing. Okay.
Again,
So,
we are learning as we're going through this process. So,
so we're trying to get it linked over to the Instagram account too. There is an Instagram account out there for Seeing God in the Everyday. It has very little on it. We're working on it. But for now, the blog is available every week on our Facebook page. And you are welcome to share those if they impact you. You're welcome to, link people in. Please, if they impact you, comment. If you have questions and follow up, comment, ask. We'd love to start the conversation with you there.
yep. Yeah, so go to Facebook, and ours is just Seeing God in the Everyday. So that's our name. So Facebook at Seeing God in the Everyday. And just go to that. You'll see the blogs up there. You'll see some of our other posts up there. And that will keep you informed with what's happening with the blogs at the moment. That's the way to get them. Who knows what might be,
We might learn something new and find a new way to get them to you. Who knows?
in Twitter you can only do what, like 120 characters.
Yeah,
So
that's not happening.
yeah,
I
so
cannot restrict myself down that far.
you would get like a small portion. So that is the one thing that again is something new that we're doing, and join on that. Please comment. Please comment. I'm gonna click something here and put it out there. Please comment and let us know what's going on as you're reading these. We love the feedback. We love being able to converse with you and being able to answer questions and all that stuff. I mean, that is something that we're just excited to be doing. The other thing is that we are going to be spending a little more time on YouTube and producing some YouTube videos. We've already got a couple that we've shot that I'm editing and we'll be putting up soon. But we're going to start just kind of doing some everyday practical things, and then kind of seeing God through that. And so they're not going to be a sit down teaching type thing. They're going to be more of a vlogging type thing. So we're kind of excited about that as well. Like I said, we're going to use what we have and what we can do, and our strengths and the things that we love doing. We're like, Becky, you love writing. I love doing video stuff.
Yes, you do.
And so we're going to mend that and meld that all together for our new Seeing God in the Everyday. So, well, babe, we've talked a little bit about where we're going or what we're doing, how we're changing the show up and stuff like that. So far, I just wanted to ask you, is so far, what is Seeing God in the Everyday like? Just been so far this journey that we've been, not only the podcast, but I started doing these podcasts last January, and so
Wow.
we've
It
actually
has been that
worked
long,
we've
hasn't it?
actually worked through this whole thing to get us to where we're right now. And just the whole process, what have you seen and what have you learned about doing something crazy like this?
I think probably, and you're gonna laugh because this has been the process over the last 5 years that we've been talking about. Um, it- I'm learning more and more and more to just say yes. You know, just say yes. When God puts something in your heart, when He says, you know what, this is before you, when He gives you a vision for something, um, to not sit there and tell Him all the reasons that you're not qualified. Don't pull a Moses. you know?
Yep.
um, but to just go ahead and you learn the depth of His grace through
Yeah,
that, because my goodness, we've made mistakes. Y'all see them, right? Our kids even critique us, right?
that's
They
right.
come to us and they go, okay, so this is what you need to do to change things up a little bit, and we welcome that, um, because it's a learning process.
Yes.
All of this is a learning process, and so there's a there has been a new willingness to be vulnerable in front of who knows who out there. Um, there's been a real sense of beginning to understand God's grace. I'm those of you that actually know me out there, you know that I don't like things that don't have their I's dotted, their T's crossed, and a plan in place. I just don't like it. You know, I want to know what we're doing. I want to know
Hmm.
how to do it, and I want to do it well, and I want to do it consistently. And I fully expect to succeed 100% on day one. That's just
That
the way it should be.
I see no problem in that.
That's not how this has been. And yet it has been beautiful and wonderful and full of testimonies that have come in from people who, the simple things that we've done have touched, the imperfect things that we've done have touched, just because we said yes to what God said to us to do in the moment. So, um, yeah, I think that's probably a lot of what this journey has been personally to me.
Yeah. I think about just all the little things of, wanting to stop, and I don't want to do this anymore because I'm tired. And, and if you ever start a podcast or you ever start a vlog or whatever, the first couple times you put something out, I've listened to the things I said, you better like what you're talking about because you're going to be the only one listening to it.
We're talking to each other. It's good we like each other,
Yeah.
yes?
But over time you learn that it's not about that,
Right.
and that the people who are going to listen eventually find you and start listening. But it is that
Perseverance.
perseverance, um, of being able to continue on, being
Yep.
able to even when you don't want to, um, and it's fun,
It
and
is.
it's a lot of fun. And so again, we are ecstatic. We are super excited to be a part of this thing that is happening. We're excited that you're a part of it, and looking forward to the things to come.
Yes.
So next week, we're already plugging next week, because yes, there will be a next week. So we're not going to
Yay.
leave you hanging. We apologize for all you who listen to us and we're like going, what happened to Advent? What happened to the Advent thing? You guys started with Advent and then stopped.
December 2021.
Yeah, we look forward to that upcoming events. We'll call it the Snyder Cut. We'll release it like a year later. We'll have the Snyder Cut of Advent 2021. It'll be very dark. It'll be a dark Advent.
Let's not do that.
No, no,
Light of the
no.
world. See the whole, yeah.
Yeah. So we're already looking forward to next week. We're looking forward to what God's doing and seeing Him all around us and in
Yeah.
everything. Um, Lastly, again, thank you for hanging out with us again tonight
Yes.
and being with us and enjoying the podcast. We hope you're enjoying it. Leave us a comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, so you get notified every time we do a video, because we will be doing more videos. And we're going to, right now, the goal is that we're going to be releasing our podcasts and our video podcasts on Thursdays. But then we're going to be kind of releasing other videos and other things at different times. And the blog comes out, every Monday, Tuesday?
Yes. We're shooting for every Monday. The last 2 weeks, it's been a little bit late, but that's where that grace thing happens.
So there you go. So look forward to that. Again, you can go to our Facebook page at Facebook, Seeing God in the Everyday, to read the blog, and the past blogs are still there.
Yes.
So they're all they're not cataloged, but they're all there. So you can scroll down and read each one of them. And then even our past shows are still up on our Buzzsprout, Seeing God in the Everyday. Plus, you can listen to the podcast on every one of the podcast channels, and there is no charge for it. You don't have to get a subscription. You can just download it, listen to it everywhere you go, anywhere you go, in the car, on your phone, in the airport. Where else?
Are people in airports now?
Maybe we're hoping. We
We
want to be
know
in.
there are people at theme parks. We
Yeah,
do know
we
that.
definitely know there's people at theme parks in Florida. Okay, sorry. A little stab there at my
Be kind.
California friends. Yeah, in Florida, we have theme parks. Yeah, so we definitely know that people are getting out and getting about. Go for your jog, put some Seeing God in the Everyday in your ears. So, anything else you want to say this week, babe?
I think we covered it.
I think so. So again, thank you so much, God. We love you guys. Please comment, please subscribe, and keep looking for God in your everyday. And we're gonna help you out. We're gonna give you some tools and some keys to do that. But keep looking for God. Keep seeing God in your everyday. Okay.
All right. We'll see you next week.
All right. Bye, bye, guys.
Bye bye.